Hey y'all, my name is Gabby. I'm a 22-year-old life and style blogger living in New York City, and this is my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be how I edit my Instagram photos and my Instagram stories. I get so many DMs about like the presets that I use, how I use a specific technique, and how everything looks just like branded and curated and well themed. And yeah, so before I get started, I just wanted to say be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I post pretty much every week now, which is a lot, but it's so much fun making video. Like, it's such a challenge, but it's so much fun. So I vlog a lot of the time, so if you're into vlogs, definitely subscribe. And then if you're more into reading, I also have a blog, which is where I do a majority of my posting. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, new lifestyle, beauty, fashion, New York City content. So yeah, you should check that out. It's gabbyinthecity.com. It'll be linked down below along with all my social media so that you can follow me on Instagram. So yes, let's get into my secrets, which are all on my phone. So if you see me looking down, that's why. Like I said, this video is all about how I edit my photos and other videos content for Instagram and Instagram stories. So yeah, so the first thing I just want to talk about were apps that I use. So obviously you're gonna need the Instagram app, duh. And then for editing, I use Lightroom, like exclusively. It is my baby. I love Lightroom. They have a free version, but I use the I guess desktop cloud situation, but I also use the mobile app for editing on the go. For like Instagram stories, if I want to put video into my Instagram story, I use the app Unfold. I really like Unfold. I use the free version. And then for planning my Instagram feed, I use the app UNUM. I think it's the best. I love it. It's my favorite. So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend UNUM. The first part of the video is going to be more like tips and tricks, and then the second part is going to be walking you through how I would edit a photo for Instagram. So for my Instagram feed, I am very particular about what I post, and I'm that way because I love using Instagram as a visual captive medium, I guess. So I really like taking the time to work with different colors and make a theme, and I don't think it's stressful. I think that now with Instagram stories you can use that more for pushing people to content, or for just being more of like an engaging, getting people to motivated to do something on Instagram stories. That's where I get more views as well. But for my feed, I think it's much more about what I want to do with it, so I'm very particular about what I post on there. And so my number one top tip for Instagram, for making your Instagram just how you want it to look, is to take more pictures. So I noticed that when I was living in Virginia, living in Chapel Hill, I just didn't take any pictures. It doesn't even have to be someone taking photos of you, and you don't even really need to have a super Instagram worthy life by any means, but if you're taking just more pictures, you're gonna have more pictures that you're gonna end up really liking. And honestly, just take pictures of everything. I know living in New York City, you're probably like, Gabby, you literally live in New York City, so you can take a picture of a building and it'd be cuter than my entire existence. And fair enough, but I think that I will use Pinterest, I will use Instagram itself to find inspiration. Follow people who live in similar areas as you. Look Pinterest, suburban cute pics or something, and I guarantee you something will literally pop up and you'll be like, oh, that is cute, I could do that. Look and see what other people are doing, and don't copy them per se, but just use that as a starting point for what you could do with your own feed, is my best advice. My next tip is to know your angles and know poses that you like for yourself. So you will see me do a lot of the foot over, foot in front of the other. I do a lot of hand in the air shots. I do a lot of hair poses, hand in hair with my face looking down. Know your face angles, know what you like, so that when someone's taking a picture of you, you just hit and it's done. Like it's not like a production. You don't have to look at the photos like 50 times. Like just that you know that pose that you like, if that makes sense. Okay, and my last tip for your Instagram feed is to only post good photos that you actually like. I post when I want, I post when I like the photo, I post when I think a photo is cute, or when I just want to share what happened during my day. Like I just have like old stocked photos that like I'm really like, this will go with any feed. I'll just pop it in if I just have like a really funny caption. Like I do that sometimes. I feel like I like a high quality feed. I think that it looks better. I think especially if you have a blog, or you have a YouTube channel, or if you just like having a cute Insta, then only post high quality photos. Okay, so for Instagram stories, I love Instagram stories. I think they're so fun. I think that people are like, social media is so fake and it's so curated, and I think Instagram stories is a perfect way to add in a little bit more authenticity, a little bit more realness to your whole Instagram persona, I guess. Instagram stories can be live, they can be unfiltered, they can be whatever you want them to be. People ask me about a couple of the like more curated parts of it, so I'm just gonna walk you through how I do all of them. I literally learned about all of these from other influencers, so if I remember who I learned it from, I will put their handle. Yeah, so my like general tip for Instagram stories, especially if you're like being cute for the day and you're like in a cute area, or you're out shopping, or you're just like in a really cute spot, or you're on vacation and you want your stories to be a little bit more of like a cutesy thing, like, you know what I mean, a cutesy thing, and less of like a I have no plans tonight, let me take an ugly selfie type thing, like, you know the difference. Yeah, so basically what I always say is use your eyedropper, the little eyedropper in the Stories app, where you can click on the photo and find just like a color that you want. I don't know why I'm acting this out, but you can find a color that you want. That is what helps keep my photos so like that it looks like it's coming from the same person, so that someone's like, oh, that's Gabby's story, or oh, that's Gabby's picture. Even if it's not a picture of me, it's like, oh, like Gabby edits that way. Like that's what helps with that like eye connection, like brain association to your content, is like when you can have people know that's how she edits, that's her aesthetic, you know what I mean? Eyedropper is key. So my other tip is less is more. I think with all the doodads and gadgets now in the stories, like it can get overwhelming. Like I would say do two things. Do like a text and a location tag, or do a GIF and text, or do a GIF and a location tag, or do I don't even know, like mention and a GIF. Like keep it simple so that it's not like, oh my god, like help me. Just make it fun, but keep it simple. So now those were like my 2 tips, but specifically, so I use about 3 different like techniques, I guess, for Instagram stories that people ask me like how I do. So for individual letters, so if you go into the Instagram stories and you click on the text feature, it's classic. So if you go to the classic font and you do uppercase letters, and then you click the background, and then you just make the letter bigger, smaller, tilt it, whatever. And yeah, so that's how you make like just a single letter, and I do this for each letter. Also, another thing I use is stacked words. So if you use the text and you go to strong, and it's just like the big blocked italicized letters, and then you type what you want, you copy that, you make another text and you paste it, and then you stack it on top of each other, and then you make the colors different, and that just adds like, people are like, oh, you like graphic design is my passion. Yeah, so that just makes like a really cool font effect as well. Okay, and then my last tip is to use story templates. They're like holiday themed, they can be like about me templates, they can be about blogging, about photography, about where you live, about like where you grew up, and like all this different thing. I think it helps your followers like get to know you better. I think they're just fun to like honestly waste time with. That's so bad. But yeah, so that's fun as well. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through how I edit my Instagram photos like for my feed, which is really exciting. So if you didn't know, I'm also a freelance portrait photographer, and I sell my own presets, and I just released a mobile version. So if you don't have the Lightroom subscription service, even though I highly recommend that you get it, if you don't have it, you can still use my presets. You'll just make sure to purchase the presets on my site that are labeled mobile. And these are all DNG files, so it's a special image file that has a lot of data all in that file, and you download it to your iPhone and then you can copy it and paste it on whatever photo you like, which is really fun and exciting. I didn't know you could do this, which is why I never made them, but you can, and it's fun. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to gabbywhiten.com and go to the shop page. There are a bunch of different presets listed. You're going to want to select one that has the mobile in the title. You'll purchase whichever preset you like. So there's 9 different ones that you can buy as singles. I have example photos of what it looks like on different images, and you can or you can buy 3 different packs or the complete collection, and all of the details are listed on my site. There are a bunch of different examples of what photos look like, and yeah, they're all basically based off of my presets that I make for my raw images, but more converted so that they work on JPEGs, which is what your phones are pumping out, what your like G7X camera, your little point and shoot cameras are pumping out. So yeah, they'll work good for your images that you're likely taking on the go. Okay, so once you find the preset that you want, you're just going to add it to the cart, and yeah, so it'll add it for you. You can also shop as many presets as you want. You can buy as many singles as you want. You can also go and purchase the complete collection, which has all 9 presets, as well as 2 additional versions, a light version and a dark version. Which is just where I made pre-made exposure settings so that there's literally nothing you have to do. Once you select everything that you want, you go to the cart and you just check out. You can use PayPal, Venmo, credit card, whatever. It's a secure service through Squarespace, so it's totally safe. For extra 10% off, you can use the code YouTube. So I also have a resource on my photography website under my blog. So if you scroll all the way down, you can click on my post about my mobile presets. And so it's a whole post about picking your perfect preset. It gives you just more examples of what they look like on different images. So I go through each and every preset, show you a before and after, tell you what I did to create it a little bit, and then there's just a few additional tricks to achieve the perfect edit once you have purchased my presets. So yeah, I would go and check that out before you buy anything, but it's a great resource for figuring out which ones you want. So once you've purchased all the presets that you like, you will get an email to a link where you can then download them, and they will come as DNG files or zip files. And so basically now all you have to do is get the DNG file onto your mobile device. If you're working on Mac and you have an iPhone, you can just airdrop it to yourself. I find that that works really easily, and that's what I did when I was testing these out. So you'll just go to the share button, you'll click airdrop, and then your phone will pop up and you can just send it to yourself. Then you're going to want to open or upload the DNG file into your Lightroom library in the app, which is super easy. And then you're going to want to find the image that you want to edit. So, I don't know, I just picked a random photo. And the first thing I always do is crop and rotate my images, and I make sure that all of my body parts are in there. So like feet, hands are the first ones to go, so I make sure those are there. I make sure that the background is nice and straight and even, and make sure everything is Gucci good. and then I figure out what preset that I want to use. You'll go to the DNG file that has the preset on it, you'll click the 3 little dots at the top of the Lightroom app, and there's an option to copy settings. You'll copy those settings and paste them on the image, and then yeah, it's that easy, it really is. And then you will, so most of the time for my presets I've noticed that I either have to change the exposure, so you can just click that and move the exposure settings. I've also noticed that some photos can get a little orangey, and depending on your skin tone and what you like, you can just go into the color tab, go to the color mix, hit the orange circle, and then desaturate a little bit, and that should help it out. But I've designed them so that they should work on most skin tones and not make you orangey. That's like a big no-no for me, is like I don't like the orangey thing going on. So yeah, that's how I edit my Instagram photos. It's really simple. Alright, so that was today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something new, I guess. Yeah, be sure to follow me on Instagram in the spirit of this video, and be sure to subscribe. I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye y'all.